Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my reading, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. So this week I have a new tarot deck, and it is supernatural. And I am absolutely loving this new deck that my hubby got me. Even though I'm not a mommy, he got me this deck for Mother's Day because I had been taking care of a bunch of little boo-boo kitties that their mamas had abandoned them, and I literally was feeding a kitty cat bottles, and I found the mama cat and brought her in, and the kitty died. So I was a little bit upset. So my honey bought me these new tarot cards for Mother's Day, even though I'm not a mom. But isn't that sweet? Because I am a little bit mothery, in case you all didn't notice. Alright, so let me go ahead and shuffle these real quick. So I've got this deck, and we're going to do an apple pie reading, which is basically in the story of Supernatural, Sam and Dean. You know, they're hunters, demon hunters. They hunt monsters and demons. And Dean is always accusing Sam of just wanting that basic apple pie life. In other words, the house and the kids and stable, monotonous lifestyle with, you know, your white picket fence. So Dean is like, that's not right, that's not us. But whatever your apple pie is, whether you feel like Dean, like adventure and running off into nowhere land on the regular basis, getting in trouble, and if that's what your apple pie lifestyle is, whatever it is, we're going to go ahead and help you find out how to achieve your goals, okay? So I really, really am digging this. I might continue to use this deck for a while if I get lots of comments, shares, and especially if I get some new subscribers, because 93% of my viewers are not subscribed. And as you know, one cannot live on fruit alone or whatever. So hook it up, y'all. Hook it up. If you're watching my channel, 93% of people are not subscribed. Please subscribe right now. Alright, so for your first card, let me pick up these last lover cards and put them over here. Okay, so I'm going to show you the apple pie spread, just in case you're a tarot card lover. Alright, so we got the apple pie spread. Looks like this. And the first card that we're going to pull is your present situation. The card that is the representation of the overall theme of your current chapter of your life. And it's the starting point on which your journey to the goal shown by the apple pie card, which is the second card that we're going to pull. So your first card is the Judgment card, reversed. So I can't even recognize this character, but he looks pretty pissed off. Alright, so we're going to throw that down as your first card, Judgment reversed. And your second card is the apple pie card. The Fool. Uh-oh. The Fool. And it's reversed as well. Alright, which is Sam and Dean, which is great. I love that. Alright. And, actually, I made a whole nother deck of laws. It's basically all the amendments in the Constitution. And if you get the Fool card, you have to hear at least 3 cards from the laws. Alright? Which I have right... Nope, that's not it. I don't know if I have it, y'all. I might have lost it. I dropped a whole deck of cards, and I've got a mess going on. I've got a real mess, in my house. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read you those cards. You're just going to have to know the laws yourself, I suppose. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Alright, so we're going to pull a couple of those cards at the end now. And for the obstacle in your way, we've got the Eight of Cups reversed. Alright. Eight of Cups reversed. You got lots of reverse cards. I feel like you are feeling confused or just upside down, like maybe your normal situation isn't really working out for you right now. The action is the last card. So this is the action that you need to take in order to overcome. And it is the I want to say the Four of Pentacles. I think that's four. Four of Pentacles, but it's reversed. So every one of your cards is reversed. So it's been a minute since I had a reading that was every single card reversed. Alright, so your first card we're going to read is the Judgment card reversed. And this has to do with your present situation and the theme in your current chapter of your life. Alright, so Judgment, you know, somebody may have been laying down some heavy judgment upon you. And sometimes we even allow ourselves to think that there's some kind of judgment going on when there's not any judgment. So, let's see, XX. Alright, XX. So this is almost at the very end, halfway. Hold on just a sec. I'm having trouble finding it. Oh, Judgment. Here it is. Alright, so this is the second from the last card in the deck. So basically, if you're getting this card, you've already been through hell. And if it's reversed, alright, so the tarot card Judgment is all about reckoning and atonement. The Archangel Michael wishes to bring an end to humanity's time on earth through the apocalypse, but ultimately finds his own awakening when Castiel forces him to confront the truth of God's nature. Alright, so that's just the basic gist of the card. And then reversed, it says, have you been feeling burdened by shame or regret? The Judgment Tarot card, when reversed, shows that you're feeling self-critical and reflective. Self-analysis can be beneficial if you're proactive about it. Learn from your mistakes and make amends wherever possible. But then forgive yourself and move on. Alright, so that is extremely important, and I feel like that is definitely, if you wake up in the morning feeling overwhelmed, stressed, wake up on the wrong side of the bed every day, everyone in your life is a negative ninny, you don't want to be around them, you don't want to talk to them, maybe they stabbed you in the back, try to put yourself in their shoes and overcome whatever hate that you have boiling up in your heart, because it's not good for you. Alright, it's not going to help you overcome your obstacles in your life if you're holding on to hate. Alright, so definitely forgive yourself and move on. That is the number one thing I'm telling you. Alright, and then we got the Fool card reversed. And the Fool card is all about, in the original deck, it has a man, and he's walking very close to the edge, and this is all about spontaneity. But if it's reversed, then you need to, maybe make a change in your life. Alright, so the Fool, I want to say this is like the second card in the deck. And this basically means that, you might be young at heart, or you might even just be in a new situation where you're not very familiar with, you know, the type of people that you're dealing with. So, the Fool represents the very beginning of an important new journey or a major life change. Sam and Dean Winchester transition into solo hunters after their father's disappearance. Perfectly embodies the spirit of the Fool tarot card. So, in other words, they're out there on their own, battling demons, walking into dark places, and they're completely unprepared. They have no idea what they're getting themselves into. Alright, and then reversed. The Fool reversed comes as a warning against impulsive actions. Alright, don't get too close to the edge, okay? Plan your next moves carefully to avoid getting caught up in a messy predicament. Even if you do find yourself trapped, remember, all's not lost. Like Sam and Dean, there will be friends and allies along the way to help you through the thick and thin and come what it may. Alright, so I made this other deck because once upon a time I did a tarot reading for one of my family members, and they got the Fool card reversed, and a couple days later they ended up in jail for the most stupid things they knew better than to do. And so I made this deck so basically to inform you of the laws. Okay. Now, I can't help you if you're not up to date on the laws in your state, but I can tell you that if you're leaving your state and you're not going to be in your comfort zone, then you highly need to know the laws to where you're going. Okay, especially if you're going to another country. You better know what you're dealing with, because you don't want to find yourself in prison. Okay? Alright, so that's exactly why I made this, because I didn't even know that my friend was in prison until she was out. She was already getting out the next day when I finally figured out that she'd been in prison for days. And she was in jail, in a prison called Purgatory. What? Okay. That's crazy, right? Alright. So, rights not specifically listed in the Constitution. Okay? So, we do have rights that are not listed in the Constitution. A lot of people don't know this. Now, this is the 9th Amendment, and it says privacy is one of those. Alright, for example, you know, in the news today, they were talking about some laws that had been put in place, and they recently come out. They're no longer in place. But it had to do with the internet and your privacy on the internet. And basically, big companies can make big money off your information. And putting your information out there means that some shady people might get your information. So, there's one Fool card. Let's read another one. So, abolished slavery. Alright, number 13, abolish slavery. So this is whenever America finally abolished slavery in America. Long past, they should have never even had slavery. Alright, if you ever choose to dive into your ancestry, you might be surprised at what you find. Don't beat yourself up over what your ancestors did. And don't beat yourself up over the situation that you brought yourself here from, if you come from Africa, or if you're somehow enslaved in your past life, in your ancestors' lives, I mean. But this basically, you know, I feel like slavery, a lot of people don't even realize that they're enslaved today. Just the regular monotony of getting a 9-to-5 job and working yourself to the bone all of your days being underpaid is a form of slavery. And, you know, we may not be getting lashes and whipped and beaten and dragged and hung in the trees, and things that these ancestors went through and put other people through were atrocities that just can't be. All right, y'all. It's close to me, okay? It's close to me. I can't stand it to think about it because I'm from the South. And my ancestors definitely owned slaves, and it's very hard for me to think about how they were able to have a conscience and do such a thing. But we don't want to pass judgment on our ancestors. They may have been taking someone out of a much worse situation that they were in. You don't know what happened, but you definitely don't want to be this person who enslaves others. If you're in a relationship and you let your lover do all the hard work, whether you're the man or the woman, it's okay to switch those gender roles. And even if you're in a man, like a gay or lesbian relationship, and somebody has to take those roles on, the hard roles, the ones that nobody wants to do, doing the dishes every day, cleaning out the kitty litter box, whatever it is. But, we all want to take on the burdens of our lover and don't ever let them feel enslaved to their situation. Just as the right to a speedy trial is your next card. All right, so if you're being held in prison and they're not giving you any options to get out, don't forget that you have a right to a speedy trial. Now, if you do that, just know that you might get pushed right into your long-term sentence a lot faster, okay? Whereas, sometimes it's better to wait and do your time, especially if you deserve it, okay? But the speedy trial, okay, for example, I want to tell you a little story that happened to my husband. Whenever he got thrown in jail one time for old fines that he didn't actually, let's be real, he did pay his fines, okay? But Hurricane Katrina hit, and we lost the records in the flood. There was a huge flood. We lived in Biloxi, Mississippi, and we lost all of our paperwork. All of our proof that we paid those fines was gone. And we had to start over from scratch, so we didn't have money to go get a lawyer. But what they did was so wrong. They woke him up in the middle of the night. Now, he's already paid these fines, okay? And they told him that, hey, if you sign this document right here, we'll let you call your wife right now. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. How am I awake? Well, my husband's in jail, so I'm wide awake at home alone, trying to figure out how to get him out of jail and trying to find those receipts, for God's sakes. But you know what he signed? Nope, he didn't read it either. He signed away his right to trial. Not for a speedy trial, any trial. He signed away his right to see a judge, and he was due to go to court in the morning. So, that's another thing about slavery. Slavery may have been abolished, but that doesn't mean that you won't end up behind bars and stuck in a situation that you cannot get out of. And if you're not rich and you don't have money for a lawyer, you might find yourself up shit creek without a paddle. Alright, so I just had to tell you that because those are just a couple of the situations that you might find yourself in when you're walking down the road at night. Okay. So let's move on. We're already like 20 minutes into this reading and I haven't gotten to all the cards yet. So we have the 8 of Cups and it's reversed. And this is the card. Okay. 8 of Cups reversed. 8 of Goblets. Alright, so the 8 of Goblets reversed. After discovering her true identity as an angel, Anna Milton makes the reluctant decision to reabsorb her grace, which is something that angels have. That's angel power, is grace, in case you're not a supernatural fan. So she's so reluctant to make this decision to reabsorb her grace in order to protect herself from the angels and the demons chasing her. The Eight of Goblets reserved represents a reversed, I'm sorry. The Eight of Goblets reversed represents a tough decision, which may result in departure. If you're feeling stuck in an emotional situation, friendship, or relationship, it might be time to cut ties and move on. Okay, so I don't know what you're going through, Capricorn, but yes, toxic people will lead you to stupid places, okay? My family member I was talking about, she never would have done that if she hadn't been, hanging out with and loving a man who was a narcissist, He thought that the rules didn't apply to him. Alright, so let me see. So I feel like that the Fool card isn't really a very good apple pie card. I definitely feel like it's saying that you don't want to end up in, up shit creek without a paddle. But let's pull another card and see if we can't get a little more information on that. Oh, the Empress. Alright, so this is Sam and Dean's mom. And this one is upright. So it says, the Empress is a powerful, protective, and nurturing maternal figure, like a mother. And much like the Winchester matriarch, Mary, reverse says, when Mary is brought back to life after being dead for... Oh, I'm sorry, this is not the... This is upright, okay? So the Empress Tarot card advises you to lead with compassion. You'll succeed faster if you nurture and guide others rather than bully and try to force them into doing what you want them to do. So this is so true. My grandma always used to say, kill them with kindness. I never really understood how you could kill someone with kindness, but now that I'm older, I have had some people that, I don't want to say they were prejudiced, but, and I don't know if they were like racist or what, but they just hated me for no really good reason. I couldn't quite put two and two together as to why they hated me so bad, because I didn't do anything to them. But, she was my boss. So I didn't have a choice but to be nice to her. So I always would go up to her, shit-eating grin on my face, and ask her how she was doing. Just like I would anyone else. I just treated her like she wasn't my biggest hater, okay? It would piss her off. You could tell that she was like, aren't you working yet? Like, get back to work. But I would just always be like, hey, what you doing? Because, this lady carried around some kind of heavy burden in her heart. And I could just tell that, whatever it wasn't helping her to overcome anything. So I would always ask her what was the matter. And, after 6 months or so, she actually told me some of her issues, and maybe just that little bit of information that she gave me let it off of her chest. And you know what? She quit taking out her bullshit on me. And that's the only thing that you can really do to people who are just haters. If they're not hating on you, they're going to hate on somebody else. So it's best to just, do whatever you can do to help people, because sometimes they really need help. Even if they treat you like crap, that's them showing out because they're not getting the attention and the love and the care that they need to get from their own parents, lovers, friends, family. And it's really sad, but it's so true. So if you're ever in this situation, be sure that you are not the hater, okay? Alright, so I hope this reading resonates with you, Capricorn. I want to tell you, if you're still here at the end of this reading, thank you so much. Capricorns have pretty much, or I don't know if it's the Capricorns or if it's the cross viewers, because I only know like maybe one Capricorn in my actual life, maybe three. Okay, I think I know 3 Capricorns. But y'all are giving me my views. And so I wanted to thank you so much. I wanted to let you know that if, whether you are a Capricorn or you're just cross-watching, if you would like to become a patron, I have recently purchased a snap maker machine, and I have 3D mandalas that are going to be given away to anyone who subscribes to my channel. And I've got t-shirts, and I've got merch, and I cannot wait until I get a couple members so that I can have a, like a weekly meeting with my members. Alright, so it's called the Meta Moon Society, and it's all about, spiritualism, supernatural. I'm a supernatural nut, and it's about, we'll get together and probably talk on a topic and do a tarot reading specifically for my members. And yeah, so I hope this reading does resonate with you. Like I said, 93% of my viewers are not subscribed. So please take the time to subscribe. If you don't really fit into the tarot society, don't let that thwart you from subscribing, because you can always just make it private so that not everybody can see your business, okay? I only have like 20, maybe 33 subscribers now, but I can only actually see 4 of them. So all of the people who are following my page, I do not know who they are. I don't know if they're my family or my friends or my neighbors. It could be complete strangers. But thank you all for liking, subscribing, sharing, and please come back and see me next week for another reading. Especially let me know if you like this deck. Thank you.